the coolest part about what we're getting to do is everything's volunteer driven. So we'll have group classes, but we'll have one-on-one care. So it'll be neat to be in that group fitness atmosphere where you're cheering each other on, but each individual person and their needs will be met through that one support system.
Like, how did you guys go from like, we lost our daughter and now we're gonna do this for the community in her honor?
It was like God just spoke to me and said, "Hey, like your community needs something like this. You've seen what it's done for you, how you've, progressed and been able to, find joy at the end of the day through something like this." And so I looked at Hannah and was like, "Hey, like I don't know what's going on. I don't really understand, but I think we need to do something like this, right?" And so she kind of turned to me at that point and said, "I've been praying for like the last 10 years that when the time was right, that you would bring it up and you would initiate it." And so for at that point, it was a no brainer.
Hey guys, welcome back to the SubPar Grappling Podcast. I'm your host, Alan, the SubPar Grappler. I have a great episode for you guys today. Today I have my friends Dallas and Hannah. They are the founders of a nonprofit called Roots. If that name sounds familiar, they were the organizers of an event called Rolls for Ruthie. And it's the event that I went to compete at a couple months ago. It was a tournament for grapplers with disability. If you guys want to see how I did, go click on this video if you're watching on YouTube. So I got to talk to them because they're opening up their own adaptive gym in Alabama. And it's super exciting because a lot of people with disabilities are going to go be able to work out and do things at their own pace. And so I'm super excited to get to talk to them. But before we do that, if you like what I'm doing here and you want to support me, please subscribe, comment, like, share this on who might need some motivation. It's all called SubPar Grappling or SubPar Grappling Podcast. Made it super easy for you guys. But now let's get to the episode. Hey guys, hey Dallas and Hannah, welcome to the show. I appreciate you guys coming on. It's good to see you guys again after the Rose for Ruthie event. Um, how did that turn out, by the way? Like, what was the aftermath of all that?
Yeah, no, it was great, a lot of fun. I think we had close to 300 attendees, somewhere around there, and we were able to raise a little over $30,000 for the foundation. So a great event, great turnout, wonderful matches through and through. So a lot of fun.
So man, I had a great time over there. So you guys are the founders of the Roots nonprofit. So can you guys, just tell me how they got started, what the nonprofit is about?
Yeah, so this is something that was placed on my heart. I feel like it was during a prayer and fasting that happened like 12 years ago when I was in school. And I just felt like an adaptive gym was something that our area needed. And fast forward, the chaos of starting a family, having kids, we just never really jumped into it. And then 2 years ago, our youngest daughter passed away. And so as we walked through that, we kind of realized that we needed to do something more, just to kind of keep her legacy going and to remind people that she was here and she existed. And so that's when we actually dove in and were brave enough to kind of take a chance on creating the nonprofit that is now called Ruse Roots. So,
Mm.
yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry for your loss. I didn't Dallas told me about that before I left that day. So, I guess out of curiosity, before you guys got married and had kids, why why did you feel like you had to start an adaptive gym of all things? That's kind of out there for some people.
Yeah. So I actually went to Auburn for rehabilitation and disability studies. And I was really involved with some cool nonprofits in the area. One was Storybook Farm, and it really serves younger children through hippotherapy. So horses and animals and things like that. And what they do is incredible. And then I actually started working at Cage Fit. He worked there, and then I actually took his place when he left. And it turned out that all of my privates over the last 10 years were people with different needs. And so that actually kind of just like drilled in the fact that we do need somewhere that is accessible and inclusive and that there are no barriers to keep someone from coming in and living an active lifestyle. So, yeah.
That's awesome. No, I remember when I was a kid, I did a lot of physical therapy growing up because I was born with CP. So I wish I had found something like that when I was a kid because I would have been more motivated to go work out. Um, so, you guys said if you guys don't mind me asking, going through the loss of your daughter, it feels like you guys are having like a pain to purpose kind of story. So if you guys don't mind sharing a little bit, I know it's a tragedy, like, losing a daughter, but like, how did you guys go from like, we lost a daughter and now we're gonna do this for the community in her honor?
Yeah, so as we were walking through everything, we were actually, Hannah mentioned Storybook Farms earlier. We were actually invited to bring our kids out there to do part of the program as part of like grief counseling and everything. And I was having a pretty tough time, and it was like the first place where I kind of started to feel that burden and that weight removed, and started to have joy watching the kids, go out there and have fun. And a few months after that, we were at like a marriage retreat together, just kind of working on a few things. And one of the days was to just sit together and pray and kind of look at our vision of what we wanted our marriage to be and our life to be. And it was like God just spoke to me and said, "Hey, like your community needs something like this. You've seen what it's done for you, how you've, progressed and been able to, find joy at the end of the day through something like this." And so I looked at Hannah and was like, "Hey, like, I don't know what's going on. I don't really understand, but I think we need to do something like this." Right. And so she kind of turned to me at that point and said, "I've been praying for like the last 10 years that when the time was right, that you would bring it up and you would initiate it." And so for at that point, it was a no brainer. And so we just kind of let the Lord kind of do his thing, and we just said yes, and everything's kind of come together after that. So we've been able to rent a space, and we're finishing getting it all set up right now, all the equipment together. And so in November, we're finally going to have a spot of our own to be able to continue to serve the community. And like I said, just kind of be a blessing to people at the end of the day.
Wow, and that is an amazing story, man. And it's great that you guys, so you're opening officially in November in your own location, and you guys are gonna have classes. That's amazing. So, I guess you guys get a bunch of people with different kinds of disabilities or limitations. So, how do I ask this? How do you guys go, like, what kind of classes are you guys offering for people? Is it like martial arts? Is it just, lifting weights? Like, what kind of stuff are you guys offering for people?
So we are going to offer a little bit of everything. So we will have weight resistance training. We're going to have self defense jujitsu. We have striking. So we're going to have a little bit of everything. The coolest part about what we're getting to do is everything's volunteer driven. So we'll have group classes, but we'll have one-on-one care. So it'll be neat to be in that group fitness atmosphere where you're cheering each other on, but each individual person and their needs will be met through that one support system who we have to come in. And we're hoping to have a lot of students. We're so lucky to be close to Auburn University, and there's so many amazing students who are working hard and needing hours, so they're going to be volunteering. We're close to Southern Union, and so we're going to be offering
Yeah.
everything.
I think our main goal is to have a fun atmosphere where fitness isn't, something that's dwelled on, or something that's met with resistance, but just have a nice community, fun atmosphere where we're going to do a little bit of everything. And so, there's going to be something for everyone in there, and just hopefully at the end of the day, some fun, positive interactions with everyone.
And that's awesome because I know it can be intimidating for someone with a disability to walk into a regular gym, let alone like some kind of jujitsu gym or combat gym or something like that. So it's really cool that you guys are creating that community for them to come, you know, do their thing at their own pace, and that's really amazing. So y- you know, uh, Are you guys gonna do another roast for Ruthie again?
We do plan on. Sorry if you hear things. Our children
No, no, it's
keep
not good.
buzzing. Hey, go back in bed. I'm wearing that costume. No, you can. He got his Halloween costume in the mail today,
Oh
so
yeah.
it's been. So we would love to do rolls for Ruthie every year. Just our main goal with that, which it was incredible that we were able to raise so much money. But it's just to honor her. It's around her birthday is when we're wanting to do it. So we definitely want to try to do that once a year. We were just so grateful for all of you guys who came and competed. You like blew us away. Like I can't even express with words how special that was and how much that meant to us to be able to like celebrate her life and also bring together people who all love jujitsu, So
Yeah, no, I was glad to go. It was a good time. No, it made me laugh when you guys called me out the first time. I forgot what you said. You were like, two elite level grapplers. And I was like, I don't know about elite, man. It's like that's a stretch.
No,
It was a great time. It was so much fun.
no, you guys were studs. It was inspiration to see you guys come out there and just showcase your skill sets. I know all of y'all have just been working your tails off and putting in the work and the time. And it was just an honor for us to be able to just put on a show that highlighted what you guys do, right? So we were honored. I think no matter what, we'll figure out a way each year to do it. We want to grow it, make it bigger every year, and be able to kind of just see where it takes us, right, and see what it can become. So we're excited. Shoot, we'll probably start planning the next one here before too long. It takes a few months to get everything put together, all the matches, the location. So yeah, you'll before you know it, we'll be probably reaching out with the next one here soon.
Oh
So
man, well, I'll looking forward to it. Um, so, on this podcast, I try to tackle disabilities and some people who are of faith. I talk about faith, some I don't. So you guys have mentioned prayer and fasting and things like that. So I'm curious, since you guys don't have disabilities, how do you guys see your faith working in people with disabilities? I don't know if that question makes sense.
yeah. No, our faith is actually everything that our lives have been based on. We've been like this last year wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for the Lord guiding us each and every step of the way. Um, our main goal as being Christians and believers is to just like be Jesus's hands and feet and love on people. And I feel like he has put this particular community on my heart. I mean, since I was a little girl, I've been, helping in classes and doing volunteer work and stuff. So this isn't anything particularly new for me. It is very new for him. But I don't feel like I would have that passion or that love or the drive to keep moving forward every day if it wasn't for the Lord, especially after losing Ruthie.
Mhm.
I feel like I don't know. How would you answer that?
Um, yeah, I mean, it's just something that, like she said, being the hands and feet of Christ, and like we just feel called to step up and try to glorify Him through loving and blessing others. And so, really, it's not anything we're doing other than just saying yes and showing up, and then he's doing the rest. So I always pray that I'm just honored that he would call us to do this and that we can be a part of this. And at the end of the day, like, we just want, his glory to be seen and people to encounter him when they walk into our gym, and be filled with joy and peace, and whatever stresses or negativity that they may be encountering or holding on to, that just fades away when they come into the gym, and that they can just have fun, learn some new skills, pick up some healthy habits at the end of the day, hopefully, and just that quality of life we want to just be better and better, as they continue to walk through our doors. So hopefully that answers the question. I feel like we went on a little ramble,
Yeah,
but
no, that's
uh,
great. No, yeah, I'll say amen to that. That's awesome, guys. That you guys are really doing the Lord's work and really helping a community that sometimes isn't really seen or is kind of cast aside for the most part. So, since you guys are gonna open in November and someone over there, is it Opelika? Did I say Opelika?
yeah, you got it right. You did it perfect.
When I first got there, I kept saying Opelika.
Opelika,
Yeah,
Opelika.
yeah.
Most everybody says it wrong, but you nailed it. So
Opelika. So if someone is in the Opelika area and they're kind of on the fence about maybe I want to try it, I'm kind of nervous too. I don't know, what words of encouragement would you say? Like, hey, I want to try it.
yeah. I think, we've made it, and our goal has always to been no barriers. So we don't have any cost associated, no memberships or anything. So really, we just say, come as you are. It may not be for everyone. We realize that, but our hope is that we've got a fun atmosphere where you're able to come in and meet other people in the same walk of life that you're in, and just have a nice community at the end of the day where we can build each other up and have a little fun in the process. So we're excited. One thing that I'm really passionate about, and that we're hoping to have, or we will have in the gym, is an area for the caregivers and parents, so that when they're coming in, we want them to be seen and loved on as well. We understand that they're walking through probably additional stresses, if you will, than normal parents, or parents that aren't walking through the same thing. And so we want to be able to pour into them, and provide a space for them to just relax and watch their kids, teens, adults having fun out there. And if they want to join too, we welcome them to come in as well. So we're just excited, man. Looking forward to it. Looking forward to the future and what it holds. So yeah, it's gonna be good.
Oh man, yeah, no, it's super exciting to see that you guys are gonna open up in a couple of weeks now. Well, I guess a couple of weeks as of today, as of October
Yeah,
15th. So yeah, it's gonna be great, and hopefully by the time I get this posted, it'll already be open. So if you're in Opelika, go check it out.
Yeah.
Um,
yeah,
and so what was I gonna ask? So you know, sometimes I've debated about teaching jujitsu or like starting some kind of nonprofit. Like so, like how do you guys start a nonprofit? I'm trying to build this podcast. I'm just kind of you know jerry rigging everything on my own. So like how does one get started doing that kind of thing?
Ooh,
yeah.
we went in head first.
I
I
was
feel
about to
like
say we've
um,
been blessed.
everything has went right for us, and I know the that's not how it works out for everyone. When we went to that marriage conference, it would have been April of 2024. When we said yes, like kind of threw our hands up and we're like, God, we want to do. We're available to do what, and we're going to say yes to you. Everything fell into place. The first thing we did is we found, first of all, we got into the community and spoke to a lot of people who have various disabilities, just to see, like, do we feel like we need this, but do you feel like we need this? So that's where we started. We really got into the community and talked to a lot of parents, a lot of the participants that will be coming in. We talked to them. We were really lucky to already have a great foundation of people who were wanting to be on our board, and then really just diving into the community and making sure that that's a true need, I feel would be the first step. And then finding a good lawyer.
Yeah, I was going to say the process in and of itself isn't terrible. I think it differs between states and what their requirements are to actually be recognized as a nonprofit. And so, yeah, we went and met with a lawyer. She essentially drafted up all of our bylaws and how our nonprofit would govern and kind of what our board would look like and the positions and all the mundane legal jargon that needs to be put together. And so once all that was done, we submit it to the state. They essentially give us the thumbs up, and then at that point, we had to get with an accountant, and the accountant is who actually put together. I can't remember the name of the form. Essentially, they have to send in a form to the IRS and with all of this information, and then the IRS comes back and says, okay, you're accepted, you're approved to be a 501c3 or whatever your nonprofit may be. There's some letters that determine kind of what classification you're in, but yeah, it's really not terrible. It was a handful of paperwork and some calls to various people and getting some help from accountants and lawyers. But once that was done, it was pretty straightforward after that. So luckily, we didn't have to do everything on our own.
Yeah.
No.
Okay. Gotcha. Yeah. No, that's good advice because I know nothing about any of that stuff, man.
Yeah,
Like I said, I work in TV, so like doing videos is kind of my thing. I'm kind of just working on building this thing, but sometimes I do see a need here in Oklahoma City to like have some kind of like uh, adaptive class. You know, and I would have to do the same thing you guys did, like going out and like seeing if people actually want to do this. Um,
yeah.
yeah, no, that's good advice. So how can people support your cause? Like if yeah, how people watching this, hopefully I don't think you'll get millions of views, but hopefully some people
No.
watch this and be like, hey, I want to support you guys. So how can people support you guys?
Yeah, no, it's awesome what you're doing here, and we're very appreciative to be on the show and hanging out with you again. But like I said, we are fully operational based on grants, donations, events, essentially. And so, if you do feel led to donate and support the cause, on our website we have a link to give now. So you can go to rus-roots.org, and there's a link to set essentially at the top that says give now, where you can make a donation, if that's what you feel led to do. So we are very appreciative and thankful to all the donors we've got out there that are really making this happen at the end of the day. Because without them, we wouldn't be able to afford to build, or not build, but lease this facility and get equipment. And so it's a community effort, for sure.
Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to seeing it in November. See what you guys make
Yeah.
happen. It's gonna be great to see it. Well, that's really all I got. My episode is kind of short, and so is there any last minute, encouragement that you guys want to give, or any announcements that you guys want to throw out there before we wrap this up?
I just hope that our efforts here in Opelika, even if it's us, starting more adaptive gyms in other cities, or if it's other people taking charge in their own gyms, I hope that we can kind of lead the way in the nonprofit world where this can become a normal part of the fitness world. That we can make gyms accessible for everyone, no matter where you're at. It's not as scary as what it seems.
Yeah.
And I think that we, as communities together, need to work harder to make sure that we're helping everyone, and we're making sure that everyone can walk through our doors and create a good, safe, healthy quality of life. So, yeah.
I think.
Yeah, I love that. Love that. Oh, man. All right, guys. Well, thanks for coming on, guys. Thanks for talking to me for a little bit. I know you guys are busy with kids behind the camera, so I'll let you guys go. I appreciate you guys talking to me.
Thank you
Yeah,
so much.
no, appreciate you having me.
Great seeing you again.
Good seeing
Yeah.
you guys. So thanks again to Dallas and Hannah for coming on the show. I really love talking to you guys, and you guys are doing great things in Opelika, Alabama. I've left a few links in the description if you want to go check them out or donate to the cause. It is a great cause. They're providing a great, safe place where people can go lift, learn jiu-jitsu, or boxing, or martial arts at their own pace in a very safe environment, because they can be intimidating for people with disabilities. And so if you like this video, please like, subscribe, do all the things. Leave me a comment if you like this video. Send me your stories about how you deal with disabilities. I'd love to hear from you guys. But with that being said, everything is just at SubPar Grappling. I made it super easy for you guys. So please, again, go subscribe, do all that good stuff. And I will see you next time on the mats.